welcome to the quite interesting world of kitsch, where tonight everything is in the worst possible taste. Let's meet those 70s icons, the girl off the Athena tennis poster, Sue Perkins. And complete with medallion and chest wig, it's Reginald D. Hunter. On the waterbed in black satin pyjamas, Jimmy Carr. And not really giving a flying duck, Alan Davis. Now, if you want to avail yourself of my avocado bathroom ensuite with all the trimmings, all you have to do is call. Sue goes. Reginald goes. Jimmy goes. And Alan goes. There we are. So, here's a load of old tat that includes everything but the kitsch sink. Have a look. A flowery chair, a cute balloon, a Tiffany lamp, and a donkey cigarette dispenser. Now, which is kitsch?
See, I don't know where kitsch becomes tacky. There's a sort of hinterland, isn't there?
We're going unusually for QI by dictionary definition. It's a quality, something that a kitsch thing must have in order to be kitsch.
Ubiquity?
No.
Popular. Ordinary.
Ordinary. Worthless.
Yes.
Worthless.
Be that chair with me.
Well, the Tiffany lamps, I saw a Tiffany lamp in a store. It was in the King's Road,
Yeah.
and I thought, oh, it's kind of a kitschy kind of thing, but it's all right. And it was like 80 grand or something.
Oh, yes. They
So
sold
you
the
bought
very...
it?
So I bought 3.
There was one from the 1890s that was sold for $2.8 million. They are far from worthless, the originals. But as you know, there are many imitations which would, I suppose, count as kitsch, because essentially it's a stained glass Art Nouveau lamp where the bronze...
2.8 million, and then you can just very easily knock it over, can't you?
That would
You come in pissed
But
and you
that's
knock
true.
it over.
That's true of me in China, I suppose, as well. So what about the balloon animal?
Is that not the one? That's not a balloon animal, is it? That's a. What's the guy called? The American artist.
The guy who makes who was dating La Cicciolina. Jeff Koons.
Jeff Koons is the right answer. His work goes for a huge amount of money, vast. I mean, one of his pieces went for $38 million.
It really did look like a dog.
Yeah.
Yes, he just does stuff that is kitsch in every sense, but the worthless sense. Now, the chintz armchair. Chintz has become somewhat unfashionable, but when it first arrived from... Do you know where it first came from?
Bournemouth.
Originally, I think it comes from John Lewis.
Let's move a little bit away.
China.
India is the answer.
Oh.
It arrived as early as the 1680s in Europe and was so successful and so remarkably popular that in the court of Versailles, Louis declared that it should be illegal everywhere except in his court, so because it was ruining the French textile industry. And the same happened in Britain in 1720. All chintz was banned because our own weavers were going out of business because it was considered such a luxury item. So there's a chintz chair, and finally we had on our conveyor belt this lovely object here.
Oh, my God, you're so lucky.
Oh, I love that.
You put... Yeah, out comes a cigarette.
We'll not smoke it, though.
It poos a cigarette.
Well, I think that's what they should do. Instead of going, oh, we're going to get rid of all cigarette advertising, I think they should say they all come out of donkeys' arses.
Yes. This would be kitsch, because it's worthless. Well, it's £6. And it's pretty kitsch, to be honest, isn't it?
I like it, though. I'll buy it off you for £5. Oh, you are a darling.
There you are. Yours to cut out and keep.
Yeah.
Hello. Get off. He's just prolapsed. Prolapsed my donkey.
Did you just finger her ass? Well, you're not to.
Yeah, I'm putting that away from your
If you
rolling
would, please.
anal fingers.
So, let's look at some things that may or may not be kitsch, like
like
the
to
fluffy
go for-
dice.
I like the way we can go from like heavy, you know, obscure, depthful meaning words to donkeys, assholes in the same.
That's what we like to think of as the QI difference.
Range.
Fluffy dice. Is there a word for that? Tacky is the word I would probably use. Is that wrong of me?
But then they're used ironically now, aren't they?
Well,
People
that's
don't-
what's so
when they
interesting.
first came out, it would have been a tacky thing to have in your cortina in the late 70s, and now it's kind of an ironic thing.
Ditto those things behind me that are also on the screen, lava lamps.
Yeah.
Those...
I've got a lava lamp.
Have you? Yeah. Yep. Excellent. And the word one tends to use of that is...
Arsehole.
I was going to suggest retro.
Sorry. Retro.
Yeah. So, have you got any of these, Reg?
No. In fact, I can say safely that I've never had any of those things.
Not one? No gnomes in your garden?
No, man.
Are they kitsch or are they just... What are
They're
they?
again sort of postmodern ironic now,
Yes,
aren't
they are, aren't they?
Gnomes seem to suggest something, and I don't know what they suggest, but I know for years when people see gnomes, they go, "Oh, you got a gnome," and you're like, "What that mean?" Oh man, and you don't know what that means.
Because the Americans have gnomes in their gardens?
I mean, the fake ones, right?
Yes, yeah, obviously.
I don't know, because, you know, like, sometimes you see them and you don't know if it's like an Irish offshoot or something. And
Yes.
on the end of that doll with the...
Do you know what that is?
well, my aunt had one, and it was supposed to obscure the fact that you are a person who owns toilet paper.
That's it. It's very well done. It is indeed.
You're not that type of person.
No, I don't. I don't have a bottom, and I don't push things out of it every day, and therefore I would have no need for any sort of paper to wipe that residue.
The donkey shit pusher would have been horrifying.
So Kitsch is really in the eye of the beholder. Now, stop me when you know what I'm talking about. Originally made out of shower curtains, could be used as wallpaper, works as a burglar alarm, prevents sweaty toilet syndrome, covered Farrah Fawcett when she modelled for Playboy, good for stress relief, and wraps things up so they don't break.
Nylon. Lino.
What was the toilet syndrome?
But don't worry about that because that's quite hard to guess.
Rubber.
It wraps things up and...
Plastic. Cellophane.
Bubble wrap.
Bubble wrap! Yes. I'll tell you a few things about bubble wrap. It was invented in... Guess what year it was invented?
1947.
It was 1957. It was 1957 by Alfred Fielding and Mark Chavan, who put two shower curtains together, hoping to find some use for it. And it wasn't until they...
What? That's how they invented it. That's a crazy shot in the dark, isn't it? We thought we could put a couple of pencils together and see if we come up with anything.
Does this... What?
They thought it
They
could
were
be some...
clearly covering the bed
Yeah.
to protect the mattress.
Oh, now. They thought it... They
And
thought
as
it...
they lay there, they heard pop, pop.
Was that you? No, it wasn't me. You might be onto something here.
This must be the shower curtain.
They thought it could be sold as wallpaper, then it didn't work, and nor did greenhouse insulation, which they also used it for. And it wasn't until 1960, 3 years later, they hit on the idea of wrapping up components for IBM. And since then, the Sealed Air Corporation now makes enough every year to encircle the world 10 times. That's pretty impressive, isn't it?
Well, that's good if we ever have to send the world
Just
anywhere.
encircle the...
Unfortunately, you'd send it Royal Mail and it would get lost, so...
The thing about that is,
Yeah.
where's it all go then? Because it just goes in the bin, doesn't it, bubble wrap? Once you
Goes in
pop
the bin, or you sit in front of the telly,
once you
relieving
popped it
yourself.
all, then
You know what I mean.
yes.
Yeah.
Let's get back to the bubble wrap. You put it in the bin. Where does it all go?
Oh, it goes in that sort of whirlpool between...
Oh, no,
in
the Great
Hawaii.
Pacific
yes,
Giant.
The size of Texas.
That vast
Yes.
eddy, which is
Oh,
full
dear,
of,
let's
like,
hope not.
bin liners and...
The sweaty toilet thing is apparently you stick it inside of a cistern, because in hot tropical countries, the toilet cistern sweats, and it apparently cures that. Now, I got this little test for you. Here we are.
Right.
And with any luck, the audience might have some bubble wrap too. They're waving their bubble wrap. Thank you, audience. Do not pop it. This is a really important exercise.
So what do you mean, don't pop it?
Don't pop it. Do not. No. This is really important.
Okay, okay.
No problem.
This is a test of your worthiness. Don't pop it yet.
One of mine's already popped. I didn't do it.
No, that's all right, as long as you didn't. Because in 2013, a group of Yale psychologists, they found another use for bubble wrap, which was to measure aggression, all right? They showed pictures of cute animals, all right? And were... no, wait. Stop it. People were told to pop bubble wrap as they watched. They thought that it was a test for their motor activity and memory. In fact, it was a test for what's called cute aggression. If you see something very cute, you start popping more and more. Not because they wanted to hurt the animals, but because they were frustrated at not being able to touch them and cuddle them. And this is called cute aggression. It's when you kind of go, oh, like that. So, audience, hold your bubble wrap. We're going to show you some very cute animals, and it's all up to you.
Okay.
Let's start with the cuteness.
Oh, dear.
That's not. Come on, that's not that cute.
It's
not
kind of
that
dead.
cute.
It's kind of dead.
He's not that cute. Yeah, I think he's been shot. But he does look like he's been shot. Oh, the blue-eyed dude. Not that cute. Not worth a pop.
Yeah, that's getting close to the top.
Look at his little eyes.
No, I'm not done yet. I want a dog, and then I'm going to pop my load.
That's the first time I've heard that phrase
Yeah.
since last night.
That's
That
pretty
was
cute.
the last one.
Not cute, ginger.
All right. You can put away your bubble wrap now.
That kitten is basically saying, help me, they're about to close the lid on this box.
He's probably the Schrodinger's cat.
Yeah,
He's
it
good.
is,
That's
yeah.
the
I'm not going to
experiment.
exist in a minute.
Yeah. You may like to know that the last Monday in January is Bubble Wrap Awareness Day.
Oh, good.
It's the appreciation of Bubble Wrap
That's
Day.
in my
I'm
diary.
sure they have a website.
Yeah.
They must do.
And Rhett Allain of Wired magazine calculated that you need to wrap yourself in 39 layers of bubble wrap in order to survive falling out a 6th-floor window. Oh, please don't try that at home.
So you don't have a 6-storey house? So 6, if you wrapped yourself in bubble wrap 6 times, you could jump out of a building and you'd be...
No, 39
36.
times.
39.
Oh, thank God, we clarified.
Yeah.
So you're going to go up to the 6th story of your house?
I'm going up to the 39th story and wrapping myself 6 times. Should, by my calculations, that should be fine.
Dear. Anyway, so here are tonight's specials. There we are. See if you can read that.
Oh, yeah.
They're on the board as well. Plat du jour. Sea kittens.
Sea kittens.
Sea kittens is a made-uppy phrase by people who don't want us to eat fish.
Oh, so they tried to make us go into bubble wrap mode by calling
Basically.
it sea kitten instead of
Yeah.
cod.
So that would be a group of people who are very against anything to do with any kind of aggression or beastliness to animals.
Which would be vegetarians.
No, the actual specific organisation.
PETA?
PETA or...
PETA is the right answer. The People's... Oh, what is it? Something for ethical treatment of animals. Something for ethical treatment of animals. People for the ethical treatment of animals, I assume. And so they thought that if they called all fish sea kittens, people would say, I wouldn't want to put a hook in a sea kitten. So
Well,
that was the
no.
idea.
I think, if
A
anything,
lake
it would make
puppy.
you want to try kittens.
And we've also got nymphs of dawn.
Nymphs of the Golden
I know
Dawn.
one thing there.
Yes, go on.
Certainly have the nymphs of the Golden Dawn.
Which are nymphs of the golden dawn?
Which are they?
Yes.
Are they something like oysters? Are they oysters?
They're not oysters.
Then I was missold.
Yeah, they were first served for the Prince of Wales.
Sounds like a strip
actually.
club.
In 1908... They were served for the Prince of Wales in 1908, who would have been the future George V. They were actually a creation of one of the great chefs, or the great chef, really, of the 19th century.
Auguste Escoffier.
Very well said. And he persuaded the British to eat this dish, specifically the Prince of Wales, by calling it Cuisse de nymphes de l'aurore, thighs of the nymphs of dawn.
Frog's legs.
Yeah.
Frog's legs is the right answer. And there's a picture of frog's legs.
Yeah.
And they are, of course, now a standard dish that people eat very happily. Tastes like chicken, as everything does, that you're a bit scared of. We've got a couple left. Mendip wolfish.
Is that what PETA calls kittens? So we wouldn't know.
No, where are the mendips?
Is it between your bum and your testicle?
Next to the Gloucester
A
area.
little bit further, so yes, Somerset.
Somerset.
Like the Quantocks, the Mendip Hills.
I know where my contacts are.
Yes, they also moved in like the Trossachs. But this was served at the Miners' Arms in Priddy in Somerset, and they served it as Mendip wallfish because, like frog's legs, it's one of those things that British people tend to go, yes,
Snails.
Snails is the right answer. Somerset snails, and unlike Mendip wallfish.
Rocky Mountain oysters, I think, testicles.
You're absolutely right. Bull's testicles can be...
Cool, they're also
super big.
Prairie oysters.
Prairie
yeah.
Also called prairie
Yeah.
oysters, completely right. In fact, there are lots of names for them, some of which are quite amusing.
Ball sack.
How did you get that photo?
They're pretty good, aren't they? Called cowboy caviar.
Oh, God.
Montana tender groins.
I had that once.
Dusted nuts. Bull fries.
Dusted nuts is
Yes,
quite on the nose,
yeah.
isn't it?
Plate of knackers.
Bull bollocks.
Yeah.
Bull fries.
Cream of bollocks.
They're
Wow.
also called swinging beef. Which is a good title.
Swinging beef is what I'm calling my autobiography.
Or they're sometimes called criadillas or huevos de toro, which is...
Huevos de toro.
Huevos de toro is bull's eggs. Yeah. What are they called in English? What
Plums on a plate.
Sweetbreads.
Sweet
No.
No, that's the thymus gland,
It's a-
isn't it?
Very
It's a
right.
pancreas
Spot on.
and a-
The pancreas
Yeah,
or the
so-
thymus gland is sweet breads. The testicles are sweet meats. Very good. We found our way through those unusual foods. Now, I'll put the blackboard away, and it's time to ask you this. What is cannon hopping? Cannon is, I think, maybe related to the English word coney. Does that help?
Rabbit, like a...
Rabbit.
OK.
So rabbit hopping.
So hopping like a bunny. Bunny
Hopping
hopping.
like a bunny, but it's a sport.
Rabbit.
Oh, for sure it is.
Show jumping.
Show jumping for rabbits is the right answer.
Sure.
It's not that big a sport in Britain, but in Denmark and the Scandinavian countries, they take it pretty seriously, and they have world records, and they have championships, and...
Who's winning? Who's the current world champion? Do you know?
well, I can tell you the world record holder for the long jump is Jabu, who's Danish. 3 metres.
With Flopsy, a close second.
Thyssen has the high jump record at 99.5 centimetres. They haven't yet broken the metre on the high jump. But there are nearly 1,000 rabbit show jumpers in Sweden alone. And the sport is also practiced in the UK, Denmark and the US. And Lisbeth Janssen has written 2 books about the sport.
Do they dope test them afterwards?
She does say that the sport will allow a rabbit to live twice as long, up to 10 or 12 years, as compared to the average 5 years the one in a hutch will live.
Yeah. So it's very important to take care of your
And we
rabbit
have
properly as
some-
well. You've got to bathe them in hot water with potatoes and onions.
Let's have some footage of some working...
large
show
footage.
Here they go.
Sure, OK.
Oh, cute. Oh, cute. Oh, I can't bear it.
That's a big one. Oh, he's going to refuse. No, he's up. Oh,
Just shut it now.
over he goes.
Oh, he's had
And a
enough.
final little one. Bravo. Well, as you can see, they weren't being led. The human is not allowed to get ahead of the rabbit, or that's a forfeit. So the rabbit has to lead the human, if you noticed in that footage. The human was just behind. OK, so solve this for me, will you, please? I'm going to give you all muddled up.
Do
Can you do these?
smacks of
there we go.
bullying in school.
Bullying.
Yeah, anyone who couldn't do this got bullied.
How many combinations do you think there are?
I think there's...
Too many for my small brain.
It's actually
1,000.
43.25 quintillion.
Shall I tell you how we did it in Croydon? We just picked them off.
There you go.
Way! Give me something.
Alan!
Alan, you're so close! Oh, you almost had it.
No, no.
Messed it up.
Just start picking them off.
Do you know what's completely tragic? We told Jimmy and Alan how to do it with the 6 moves, and Jimmy remembered that Alan unfortunately... Oh, he's done it! Have you... Are you right, Reginald?
Well, I didn't receive that instruction.
It was unfair on you two.
Quite a lot of fun.
It is fun, isn't it?
It just brought back a lot
I was
of bad
obsessed-
school memories.
I was obsessed with them in the 80s, yeah, when they were... I mean, as I say, it is a staggering number. It is more possible combinations than light travels inches in a century.
God.
There's the number up on the screen. It is such a huge number. It's inconceivably vast. But you can make it impossible. Do you know how to do that?
Take the stickers off?
Just, well, yeah, you should replace the stickers one with the other and so that it's actually never doable, which would drive people insane. But there are
You can
these.
also, the other way you can make it impossible is to break someone's fingers.
Yeah, really nice.
Yeah,
There's
they'll
the-
come after you and shove a bone in your face.
There's the 4x4, and you can imagine how many combinations there are of that. It's even more gigantic.
Probably 8 or 9, I imagine.
In 2010, which is quite a long time after the Rubik's Cube became popular, science and computing finally came up with the minimum number of moves from any combination that it takes to solve the cube. Can you imagine how many that might be?
I bet it's
19.
12.
It's 20. It's called God's number, and it's just extraordinary.
Take it
Well,
away
you say
now.
you were obsessed when you were a child. Under pressure, can we see if you can do it now?
Oh, gosh.
Come on, under
I can do the
pressure.
first 2 rows, but that's it. When I get
right.
to the top... It's
pretty messed up.
Oh, God.
Okay, come on.
Oh, look.
Okay, you're on the clock.
We've all got a long time ahead of us. I've got to decide which colours I'm... OK, all right, so that's going to
We
be...
need like a backing track for this, really. This needs...
Let's get green and... Oh, stop it. Oh, stop! You're being so unkind.
And you're out of time. And I have a
Stop it.
birthday.
Who goes
Can you
there?
do one of those fade out,
There
fade in?
goes there.
Let's get some beers.
Yeah,
Can we get some
sometime
beers?
later.
Right, so I've got all the middle ones here. Now we do the corners.
Well, kick back, go to the bar, come back in a couple of hours.
That's it. So I've got those 4 there and those 2 middle ones.
You should be able to do it within 20 moves,
Oh,
Stephen.
yeah, I know that. But I can't.
The God's number, you know.
Yeah, I don't be mean to me.
Takes an atheist a lot longer.
Yeah. There's the first lab. Yeah, thank you. It gets tricky after that, but anyway. So there's your Rubik's Cube. Now, I'd like to take a picture as a memento of this lovely evening.
Great, as a fantastic weekend we spent. What?
That mohair look is working for you.
Yeah, it really is.
Soft and knit,
Reggie
sexy.
takes Jimmy to Georgia.
That's so disturbing in so many ways.
Oh, don't you look lovely?
Yeah.
There we are. Now, what's the quickest way to develop it? What should I do to
Shake it, baby. Oh, and the buffoon.
Yeah, actually, the quickest way to develop it is to take it to Boots, the chemist.
No, it isn't.
It's actually quicker to do an oil painting of the thing.
It does take a bit of time. Let's have you two as well. It would be nice. Come on. Smile. Oh, that's so cute. Now, what they used to do, the old pros, when they took photographs in proper film, they used to do a little Polaroid first.
Oh, yeah, we'll do a Polaroid first.
And they used to put it under their arms.
The arse cheeks, usually.
I'm sorry? Arse cheeks. Fair enough. We had different photographers.
I think it's sort of a slippery slope, though, because
In your
photography
arse cheeks, don't go on.
It used to be you went away on holiday and you took photos
up.
and then you got back.
But don't shake it.
And you went to the chemist and you put them in and then it took a week.
I want to see that shot.
I didn't realise you were pulling that face red.
I didn't realise you was pulling your face.
But no, what I'm saying is you used to get photos from a holiday. The last 2 shots were always of the dog because you hadn't taken enough. And then you go to the chemist and then you remember the holiday. Now we reminisce instantly and it's kind of ruined it.
It's true.
You go, oh, look at us, we were so young 4 minutes ago.
And you go to one of those rock gigs where people perform, and everybody watches them through their cameras instead of watching the real people.
I like that, though. I like the fact that people... Like, when I do a stand-up show, someone will be taping it on their phone, as if, like, now is not a good time for me. Yes. I'm going to take this and enjoy it later on in this supreme quality. Just can't enjoy the moment.
Well, it used to get your pictures back and then have a sticker on them sometimes, didn't they?
Yes.
Saying, this picture is shit.
This picture has been sent to the police. A copy of it. Well, can you tell me about who invented the Polaroid photograph? Do you remember his name?
Mr. Royd.
He had a brother named Himmel.
Was it Eastman or Kodak or...?
No, it wasn't Eastman or Kodak, no.
Footy!
Land. His name was Land, was his name. And he made polarised sunglasses, and that's why he called it Polaroid.
There he is, Mr.
I
Land.
feel the need.
I feel the need for speed.
Oh, you can ride my tail anytime.
Yeah. Then the Polaroid camera was launched in 1948 because the company was already called Polaroid. He called it a Polaroid camera.
It used to be Polaroids were always a bit grimy, weren't they? That was if you ever found a box of Polaroids in your parents' room, it was worth leaving those alone.
Hello.
That's a mental scarring right there. Hang on, what's that? There seems to... Oh, no.
Well, anyway, the point is shaking a Polaroid had no effect on how quickly it developed. And lastly, to wrap up our Kitsch Fest, here's some karaoke. What is the world's most dangerous song?
Is this the song that's playing most often during traffic accidents?
No, it's not that. This really is a karaoke issue. At least 6 people in the Philippines have been murdered for singing My Way.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Sorry, murdered for singing
Yes.
My Way. What, because they didn't do it right?
They haven't just...
But they did it their way.
My Way.
They murdered My Way and were murdered as a result.
So you're singing The End, and now the end is nigh.
Yeah, exactly. The last I faced the final cut. Yeah. But in Thailand, the song to be wary of is even more dangerous. In 2008, a gunman shot dead 8 of his neighbours after becoming enraged at the noise from karaoke parties at which they sang this American song by a good old mountain boy from West Virginia, Take Me Home.
Oh, John Denver?
Yes, that's it. Take Me Home, Country Roads. Became the song that killed 8 people.
And thus they were taken home.
Thus they were taken home, exactly. Most people credit the invention of karaoke to a Japanese fellow called Daisuke Inoue in 1971.
No, he's to blame.
Well, yes, but he didn't make any money out of it whatsoever. But he has patented a cockroach killer, which is specifically designed to kill cockroaches that live in karaoke machines.
And that presumably by playing with Peter Andre?
Yes. Well, you'd be excited to know that we come now to the scores and how fascinating they are. In first place, with a towering +9, is Jimmy Carr.
Oh, come on.
In second place, with a very impressive +6, is Alan Davis. In third place, with a highly respectable 0, is Reginald D. Hunter. And I'm afraid sweeping up the dead karaoke cockroaches tonight with -8 is Sue Perkins. My thanks to Sue, Jimmy, Reginald and Alan, and